This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? You're greatly appreciated. Come on in, make yourself at home. This week takes me to Goodwill, pawn shop, my eBay, Amazon pick. Has this really cool, rare, hard to find Bruce Willis Blu-ray, Kino Lorber Shout Factory Back to School movie, my classic pick. I have this really cool 3D pick for the week, so bangers in the list, in the lineup. But before I get into what I picked up at the pawn shops online, not only do I collect movies, yes, I'm one of these weird, wild individuals. I actually watch them. And on a weekly basis, I like to share some of the things I watched, either physical media, live in the theater with my family, or streaming on the Fire Stick. And I'm going to kick it off with some physical media. This is a 2019 action-adventure comedy family fantasy mystery science fiction 3D movie, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. This is directed and written by Robert Letterman, produced by Mary Parent. I'm not going to tell you who did the voice of Pikachu, but it stars Justice Smith, Catherine Newton, Bill Nighy, and Ken Watanabe. And first of all, I want to go to a comment one of you guys made. It was actually Michael McGee, 8543. He said, I'm a G2 rated film enthusiast, so I love all movies, from kid movies, animated, what have you. This was just okay. I don't know if it's because Pokemon is a little bit not my generation. I'm more the Scooby-Doo, Flintstones, Jetsons generation, so maybe that was it. But the movie is kind of slow. It's just okay. The voice of Pikachu is probably one of the highlights of the movie. The 3D, very nice depth, very nice picture. Didn't have a lot of pop also, but still a very nice picture. But great family film. If you're a Pokemon fan, maybe you like this more than I did, though. This is a 2019 action, fantasy, comedy, mystery, science fiction, 3D movie, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. My next pick is the 1991 action, crime, drama, romance thriller, Black Cat. This was directed and produced by Stephen Shem, written by Alum Lam. This stars Jade Leong, Simon Yam, Thomas Lamb, Curtis Frazier, and Denise Stauffer. And if you're familiar with La Femme Nikita, Point of No Return, Anna, essentially you have a female with issues, social issues, whether it be drug or social problems, what have you, and she gets hooked up with a government agency. Almost every ethnicity or country has their own La Femme Nikita. France, America. This is the Japanese version of La Femme Nikita. Done very well. Dubs aren't too bad, dubbed in English, so you don't have to worry about reading a lot of captions. Very cool action scenes, though, but it's been done. This is the Japanese version of La Femme Nikita, though, but still very cool movie. Get a chance. I had to get the B version. I don't think they have an A version of this. My original one is actually off VHS, so very cool movie. 1991's Black Cat. My next movie I've seen before, just in the mood to watch this again. This is the 2002 horror mystery thriller / miniseries, Rose Red. This is directed by Craig R. Baxley, produced and written by Stephen King, starring Kimberly J. Brown, Melanie Lazinski, Julian Sands, Jimmy Simmons, and Matt Ross. And this is somewhat similar to The House on Haunted Hill, Haunted, movies like that. Essentially, you have a group of people with paranormal abilities tasked with trying to bring out the the ghosts and demons of a specific house. This is actually a miniseries, so it's like 2 hours and 54 minutes, so it's very long though. But if you like Stephen King miniseries where they're actually getting to the individual characters and kind of developing the story, it's a good watch. I call them Sunday watches or rainy day watches or long winter day watches though. So kind of nice to snuggle up with someone, have some good comfort food, and watch a long Stephen King miniseries. So if you like that kind of genre of horror, definitely check out 2002 Stephen King's Rose Red. My last pick, something I actually watched on the Fire Stick. This is a 2024 American supernatural horror film, Longlegs. This was directed by Osgood Perkins, also written by Osgood Perkins, produced by Dan Kagan, Brian Kavanaugh Jones, Nicolas Cage, Dave Kaplan, Chris Ferguson. The stars Micah Monroe, Blair Underwood, Alicia Witt, and Nicolas Cage. With this, this takes place in the 1990s. It follows an FBI agent tasked with tracking down this occultist serial killer responsible for murdering multiple families throughout the state of Oregon without having been physically present in any of the crimes. And Cage serves as a producer as well as one of the actors. If you're a fan of Nicolas Cage like I am, been watching him, oh my God, before Raising Arizona, he likes these crazy, off-the-wall, just nuts characters. He plays, I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm not going to tell you who he plays, though, but the character he plays is just nuts, so just in the acting to just the whole persona. So it's a thriller, serial killer movie, kind of on the, not quite on the Silence of the Lambs level, but a little bit more crazy and offbeat and a little bit disorienting, I'll put it that way. So if you like Nicolas Cage, in his craziest moments, you'll probably like Longlegs. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink of a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. We're back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We're back at the motherfucking Black Cave. Have my Goodwill pickups here. Have this really cool obscure horror DVD I've been looking for. I had it on VHS. Have some pawn shop pickups here from Cash America. Have a Kino Lorber, Shout Factory. Have this really rare, hard to find Bruce Willis cut, Vinegar Syndrome, 4K. Got my classic pick for the week. Have my 3D pick for the week. So a whole cornucopia of goodness. So let me get these scanned in, and I'll get you good people on your way. Hold on. I'm going to jump right into what I picked up at Cash America. This is actually two different trips. If you're not familiar with the channel, I have this amazing pawn shop in my neighborhood I go to every week. It's like reminiscent of going to Blockbuster. I can usually find one or two movies. Sometimes I have a huge pickup like a few months ago where I picked like 40, 50 videos. It didn't happen too often, maybe once a year though. But this is what I picked up from Cash America one trip. This is Bachelor Party, exposed not to be mistaken with the Tom Hanks Bachelor Party movie, which I'll be showing later on throughout the year. This is a sequel to the first Bachelor Party that they had, another one. And this is a Maverick release. This is one of those low-budget distributors. Bachelor Party, overexposed. Next, have a Blu-ray, Christian Slater, Cuba Gooding Jr. Those are the ones that I actually recognize. I had kind of a love-hate with Christian Slater. I always thought he was trying to channel Jack Nicholson, just the way that he talks, the cater, and the whole kind of... Jack Nicholson has this very distinct way of acting and talking. I always thought that Christian Slater was trying to mimic him, whether intentionally or unintentionally, though, or unintentionally. This is what I picked up at Cash America. They didn't give me a receipt. They were just like, give me $1. I gave her $1, and she gave me these. So this is one trip to Cash America. Next, this is the most recent trip to Cash America. Let's see. Got this basically for Miss Angela Bassett. Haven't seen this, so it looks interesting. Like I said, I love Angela Bassett. Who is that? I know it's familiar. Who is that? Angela Bassett. Timothy Hutton. Okay, I haven't seen him in a while. Mary Steenburgen. Okay. Gordon Clapp. Edie Falco. Where's Edie? Oh, wow, that's a young Edie Falco. I didn't even recognize that. Edie Falco from The Sopranos and Nurse Betty. I've never seen the show, but I think that was a show that she did for a while, and I heard she did very well. I've never seen that. This is a TriStar Columbia release, Sunshine State. Next, if you're an old head like me, I was never a big wrestling fan, but it was kind of big growing up. People like Rody R Piper, Junkyard Dog, of course Hulk Hogan, which I think is an asshole, my personal opinion. Ivan Nikita, Superstar Billy Graham. So from that era, yeah, Rody R Piper. Han Soo-ung. I'm not really familiar with him. I don't think he had a huge career. If he did, it was probably just in the 70s. It's another Platinum release, was another kind of low-budget VHS distributor. But I love Rody R Piper, so we'll take a look at this. The first to fight, last to surrender. It's a Lionsgate release. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this says Lionsgate. This is Platinum. Interesting. Platinum must have been one of the distributors for Lionsgate, I guess. I don't know. First to fight, last to surrender. Next, want to see this, Buck Breaking, from the producer of Hidden Colors. That's Tariq Nasheed. He's very big on YouTube and social media. If you're not familiar with the term buck breaking, this goes back to slavery. When the slave master would he would make an example of usually one of the biggest probably most overbearing of the slaves. He would do demeaning things to him in front of the other slaves to kind of keep them in order, whether it be dehumanizing him or, I don't get too graphic though, but dehumanizing someone in the most defiled way that you can defile a heterosexual male. But that's what this goes into. I haven't seen this. I've heard about it. He has another documentary also about hip-hop, which I think they banned it, took off of Amazon. I'm curious to see though. But Buck Breaking, this is a King Flex Entertainment from Tariq Nasheed. Looking forward to watching this. Next, I think this is out of print. I'm not positive. With Warner Brothers, I don't think anything in Warner Brothers is necessarily out of print. They probably can do made on demand. I saw this, big fan of James Gardner, Maverick, but I know him from the Rockford Files. Used to watch as a kid on Friday nights. I don't know if that was before Incredible Hulk or after. Can't remember. It's such a long time ago. And I'm wondering if this is the original to Down Periscope with Kelsey Grammer and some other people. I don't know if that's a remake of this or an offshoot of that. I don't know. I haven't seen this yet though. So I still like these old classic. What year did this come out? 59. I wasn't even born then. 59. So interested to watch this. Up Periscope for these 1, 2, 3, 4 movies. I paid a whopping $1. Matter of fact, it wasn't $1.80. I gave her 2 cents. She's like, I'll take care of the 8 cents. So $1 for this. Let's get into what I picked up at Goodwill. Little Monsters with Fred Savage and Howie Mandel. I know they have a Blu-ray version of this, and if I get the Blu-ray, I'll find at a decent price. I'll definitely replace it, but I don't have a copy of this. Little Monsters, and this is an MGM release. And for the price here, $2.98. It's more than I normally pay at DVDs though, but I know this is kind of hard to find in DVD. And if I find it again, if I run across Blu-ray, I'll definitely pick that up. The next one, and this is a completely different Goodwill, The Ugly. This is that obscure horror film I was referring to. I have this on VHS. This is also $3. It's been a while since I've seen it, but if I recall correctly, it's a pretty decent horror movie. It's a Trimark release. Trimark Lionsgate. Ugly. Now let's get to some of my eBay, Amazon picks here. Let's start out with In the Spirit of Going Back to School, which my son has started back. Last week was his first full week. 3 O'Clock High. I haven't seen this in a while. It seems like the only thing I remember is this big fight at the end at 3 o'clock, and this guy is just dreading getting his ass whooped. I haven't seen this in such a long time, though. It just seems like I might be confusing movies. He's like watching the clock, and the clock actually goes back in time, or does that go forward? I can't remember. I might be mixing up movies here, though. But it's my Shout Factory release, Shout Factory Select, 3 O'clock High. Next, I talked about this in my last video. One of my last videos is something I watched. China O'Brien 1 and 2, Vinegar Syndrome 4K. I didn't bother to watch the Blu-ray, just the 4K. But before I did that, I popped in the old DVD. I had a China O'Brien 1 and 2. And just right from the beginning, you can tell with the blackness on the DVD, it didn't seem inky black. It seemed kind of gray or faded black. The, probably don't have it on here, the Harvest Golden sign, I think that's the sign of Chow, I think one of the large distributors of Chinese films, Golden Harvest, I believe that. Even the color was so much brighter on the 4K. So I'm not a huge 4K pusher though, but if I can get it at a decent price and if it definitely has a distinctly better look, I'm all for watching my favorite movies in the best format possible. China OBrien 1 and 2, Vinegar Syndrome 4K. Let's see what else we have here. This is my first Doctor Who movie I've ever watched. I have several Doctor Who movies, mostly at Dollar Tree, that I picked up. I haven't watched any, but I was watching another Kino Lorber movie, and I always watch the bonus extras, which have trailers of other Kino Lorber movies, and I saw this. It looked quirky. Loved it. I love the Daleks. These are the Daleks. I ride the Kate. I ride the Kate. You must. I ride the Kate. That's half the movie. Extremely cheesy, extremely corny. If you like that old 60s, almost kind of hippie type of sci-fi, this is up your alley. I actually watched, there's another one after this. I'll probably show this next week. Another Doctor Who and the Daleks. I'll probably start watching some of the BBC Doctor Who's, but one thing at a time. I have so many other movies to watch. Doctor Who and the Daleks, Kino Lorber. And my hard to find, out of print, Bruce Willis, Blind Date with Kim Basinger. And I'm wondering if this is one of those that'll get a Shout Factory release or a Kino Lorber release. It's a TriStar RLJ. This was, I think, at the beginning of Bruce's career. I think this is right after Moonlighting, the television show that he did with, I think, Sybil Shepherd. And this is before he became the big action hero. This is more, he was in the kind of comedy phase. Blake Edwards, you might know Blake Edwards from the original Pink Panther. Bruce Willis, Kim Basinger, John Larroquette from Night Court, William Daniels, Harry Mancini. Harry Mancini did a lot of the music for Blake Edwards, for Pink Panther. He did another. Henry Mancini was really big with the soundtracks back in the day. So I haven't watched this in years. Looking forward to watching this in Blu-ray. Blind Date. My 3D pick for the week, Titanic. I'm having a hard time speaking. Titanic, 100 years in 3D. Haven't seen this, kind of popped it in, just make sure it worked. It looked pretty cool. Titanic in 3D. And this is a new video History Channel release. And my classic pick for the week, Judgment Night. I watched this. Very cool. It's cool seeing a young Cuba Gooding Jr., a very young, that Dorff. What's his name? Brandon Dorff? Stephen Dorff. Cuba Gooding Jr. I actually realized that Emilio looks a lot more like Martin Sheen's father than his older brother Charlie does. But very cool, suspenseful movie. You have Dennis Leary in here being Dennis Leary, Jeremy Piven. So very cool, classic pick, Warner Archives. And this is my thrift pawn shop Goodwill pickup for the week. If you're familiar with the channel, this is where the part where I separate the artwork from the disc and the plastic. A couple of these might make the shelves. Let me get these situated and get you good people on your way. Hold on. I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. We have C as in China OBrien, L as in Lies and Illusions, Z as in Zodiac. Let's knock this out. I have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place as usual. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, leaving comments. If you made it this far in the video, smash a like. Give me the big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, what's wrong? Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone be safe. Deuces.